Howdy, folks. Alcorex here, and welcome to episode 34 from Thoughts from the Inner Sphere. Now, some of you may be wondering what the heck is the title going to be talking about? Video games. What? Yeah, there's all kinds of video games. Now, the one that I'm going to be talking about is Battletech. If you've been watching any of my videos, I did a little quick blurb, like less than 2 minutes, I think. It was like the first day we were playing Battletech when it first released. The one from Harebrained Schemes, where you're able to play a mech warrior as a mercenary, and you're going out there and fighting their battles and everything. And I've been having all kinds of fun and lots of lack of sleep because, geez, I've been sitting up for hours. It's like, I think for the last 4 or 5 days, I might be getting about 4 hours sleep a day. Because I stay up way too late at night playing it because I'm just addicted to it. Because, hey, if you're a Battletech nut like me, you try to get as much time in on the table with Battletech as you can. All right, we're just geeking out for this. Now, I want to talk about what I've been doing with this game. I've been using all of the tactics that I've been talking about for the last, half a year or more. And I've been applying it to the video game, and it's been very successful. And he's like, what are you talking about? Well, trying to put yourself using cover and concealment, moving from one position to another. Now, one thing about the mechanics of the game were, the LRMs, if you spot somebody, LRMs can just rain death on from everywhere. It's kind of not like exactly how the tabletop game works, where, you're spotting and everybody's raining death in. It's really easy in the video game to do that. A little harder apply it in the tabletop game. Now, like I said, I've been using cover and concealment. I move a mech up. One guy spots the enemy, and I'll keep everybody else hidden or try to mitigate as much damage as possible. It's where, all right, they have one mech moving in, and you're using a hill, you're using trees and everything to prevent you from being direct fired upon. Now, they can indirect you with the LRMs, like I was just saying, on any of your other mechs that are spotted. But I'm applying what I've been talking about. It's like, I move this mech up, spot this one guy, they have their guys behind him, and you just focus fire on that one mech or vehicle, destroy it, and then you kind of just inch your way around the table, or not really a tabletop, but the game platform that you're playing with, and just keep doing that. So, and then I do the rotation of who's in front, right? And I'm applying everything I've been talking about in the game, and it's been working great. I've been having all kinds of fun, even if I'm walking around as a zombie the rest of the day because I'm getting a little sleep in because I'm spending so much time playing a video game. It's been great. It's just like, the heavens opened up. So, and another interesting thing is, I haven't talked about this yet, but it's, order of operations. What? Isn't that like a math thing? Well, yeah, it's a math thing. But that's kind of like what I talk about and how I describe it. Order of operations in a game. I look at what my mechs have for weaponry and who has the mech that has the most heaviest weapons that will punch the hardest and open up the most can of whoop ass on somebody with one salvo without cooking your mech, which is interesting because I have a hard time trying to mitigate. I'm still trying to figure out this whole heat thing with the video game because it doesn't quite work the same. But sometimes I get my mechs a little too hot, and it's like, okay, yeah, it's like, I'm taking damage because I'm too hot, cooking myself. That's interesting how they do it, is that you hurt yourself instead of blowing up. You're cooking up your internal structure. So, moving on. Order operations. So let's say in the game you have an assault lance. All right, this mech. Let's say you got one mech that has might even be a heavy lance. Let's say you got a warhammer and a marauder and an archer and something. Oh, who makes a mech that has a lot of SRMs. All right, and the order of operations is I look at it's like these guys will be firing their PPCs. All right, the Warhammer, the Marauder, they'll fire their PPCs trying to do 10 point blocks here, dunk, 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 bang, 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 type of thing. And throwing in like an AC5 or something of that nature. And it could even be the Warhammer, because he has that 6-pack on him too. But what the whole thing is that I have my mechs attack in the order of who can do the most damage, rip off the most armor with the heaviest weapons first. All right, that is what I do, and this is what I consider. It's kind of a term. Other people have different terms for it, but this is my order of operations. This mech will fire first, then this mech will fire next, then this mech, and I always fire the mech that has the most SRMs last, that is closest. Why? Because what you're doing is you're tearing the most number of holes in someone's armor, and you're going to use those SRMs as a hunting for critical hits. All right? It works the same way I'm using it in a video game, and at the level I'm using, I have a Panther. In almost every game I have with that Panther in it, the Panther does the most kills because he's firing those. He has a 4-pack, SRM's 4-pack, right? And those SRMs pile in there just bam, 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 bam after we rip the armor off. And it's basically like searching for criticals on a mech in the video game. It works the same way on the tabletop. And you always looking for the infamous all right, you hit somebody and you expose a right or left torso. Let's say you're hitting an archer or dervish, and they have all those LRM packs in there, and they also have armor or ammo that is suddenly exposed, and those SRMs go flying in there. And you can use medium laser, and basically any weapon will work, because as soon as you hit that internal structure, and the infamous, you hit there, 4 pants, chance for critical. That's what they always say, chance for critical. On an 8+, roll the dice. On suddenly, it's like, it's your mech, and you're playing the guy just like, don't roll a 12, don't roll a 12, don't roll a 12. And if it happens to be an armor leg and he rolls a 12, and you're going, okay. That arm is gone, and it just blew it right off. And those crits will suddenly transfer. And you're just hoping that there might be ammo in there that you can hit. And that is the whole thing with the game, is that you always searching to get those critical hits. Now, like I said, in other games where you could have a mech that's pristine and you get hit with the magic BB. And I said I've done this before. An AC2 shooting clear across the board, maximum range. Bam, hits. Relocation. Oh, snake eyes. Chance critical. Ooh, the infamous boxcar show up. 3 crits, center torso, and you're watching the mech crash to the ground because either you put 2 of them into the gyro or 3 into the engine, and boom, face down, plant's done. Game over with that mech. That's luck right there. That's just plain sheer luck. And I've done that myself many times over the last 30 years of playing the game. But what the whole thing is that with what I call the order of operations is you're looking to find that hole that you created with those big guns that you're firing. Nothing like I said, the big gambling is if you got that hunchback and you gamble, that's like I said, the hunchback's a gambling mech. You gamble, and it's like, all right, you get that payload up there, bam, fire, bam, 20 points to the center torso. You ripped all the armor off of that center torso, and that's the only thing that hit. And everything else that you're rolling, you're wishing for those sevens. It's like, ooh, 7, center torso. All right, there's 5. Chance of critical. And you're wishing that you're hoping and praying that you're going to roll that 8 or better with those 2 dice to get that crit. And that is the whole thing, is that you are rolling with your biggest guns and working your way down to the ones that have the most dice that you're throwing at something and just pile driving it. Now, we're going to talk about mechs in the future about, let's say SRM carriers. That's another one, good one. An SR carrier or an LM carrier, something that shoots a lot of missiles. Those can be something that you fire last, and you're using it to search for crits. All right, that's a great weapon system. Now, when you get to the 3050 era, and it's like one of the favorite mechs I like to throw at somebody is a Mad Dog or the Vulture for the clans. And there's one version where I like to use is you throw 6 SRM6s on it. Trust me, if you rolled and you hit with 6 SRM6s, the fun begins because you have a chance to have 72 points of damage. Yep, little 2-point blocks. And that's 36 hits if you rolled perfectly. All right, that's 36. Now, let's just say you armed it with 6 SRM6 streaks. Oh, yeah. That's an interesting way to do something. That whole mech his job is just to go in there and just pile stuff. Just like, all right, let's just throw all those missiles in and scrape the armor off. And if somebody's already scraped the armor off, that mech is not going to enjoy its day at all because it's most likely you're going to be 2 points, chance critical, ching. 2 points, ching. Chance critical, 2 points, chance critical. And that's the whole thing is about order operations. Put the guy that has the smallest weapons, that has the most chance to hit with, you're rolling the most dice on a mech for trying to just hunt for crits. All right. If you got anything else you want to put down below, just throw them down below. This is Hullcrex. And heck, you guys have a great day. I'm going right back to playing some Battletech on the video. All right. Talk to you later.